Hello everyone and welcome to today's online class for class 9. Particles of matters in any state, solid, liquid or gas, any state causes kinetic energy. Now, all the particles in a certain matter do not possess same amount of kinetic energies. There are certain amount of particle in that matter which possesses excessively high amount of kinetic energy. There is certain amount of particles in that particular matter which possess excessively low amount of kinetic energy. On the other hand, there are particles in the matter which possess moderate amount of kinetic energy. So, particles in the matter, whatever their state is, solid, liquid, or gas, the kinetic energy varies from very low to very high. Now, in case of liquid, the particle which resides on the surface of the liquid, the kinetic energy, the particle which is possessing excessively high amount of kinetic energy, particle of the surface of the liquid which possesses excessively high amount of kinetic energy are able to overcome the intermolecular force of attraction from the surrounding particles. They tend to leave the surface of the liquid state to move to the gaseous state or into the vapor state. Now, this process is somewhat similar with the process what is happening when we are giving heat energy at the boiling point of that particular liquid. So we call that process as vaporization, because you are giving heat energy, molecules are getting higher amount of kinetic energy to overcome the intermolecular force of attraction and move and transforming into the gaseous states of that liquid or vapor state of that liquid. Now, what if we are not heating the liquid substance? That is, the temperature is not at its boiling point. It's any temperature below the boiling point. Supposing at room temperature, the particles of the surface of the molecule, there will be certain amount of particles on the surface of the molecule still which will possess high amount of kinetic energy on their own. You do not need to provide heat energy to them, or you maybe need to provide some amount of heat energy to them, but still they will have already within them high amount of kinetic energy. So they easily can leave surface of the liquid to the vapor state even below the boiling point temperature, even at room temperature also. So this process of leaving of particles of liquid, the surface of the liquid molecule to go to the vapor state at any temperature below its boiling point is known as evaporation. This process is different than the vaporization process or the boiling process, because when the boiling process is happening, the boiling process happens only at the boiling point. When you are giving heat energy and take the and raise the temperature of the liquid at its boiling point, the entire bulk of the liquid start to boil. But evaporation happens below at any temperature below the boiling point of the liquid from the surface of the liquid. Only the molecule which is possessing excessively high amount of kinetic energy residing on the surface of the liquid leave the surface molecule to go to the gaseous state. This is evaporation. This can be observed like if you pour some amount of water on the floor right now. After a while, you will see that the water has evaporated. Now, you did not give any amount of heat to it, just getting some minimum amount of heat from the surrounding. The molecules of the liquid possessing high amount of kinetic energy leave the surface and move to the gaseous state. This can happen in summertime, you can say, ma'am, in summertime it can accumulate the heat energy from the atmosphere because it's already heated. But what about the winter time? In winter time, the same situation happens. In winter time, the temperature is excessively low. Still, evaporation can be observed at that point of time. So what I'm trying to say is that evaporation and boiling, the process is somewhat same but not entirely. For boiling process, you need to raise the temperature of the liquid to its boiling point by giving heat energy to it, and the entire bulk of the molecules start to boil. For evaporation, it is somewhat a spontaneous process. Sometimes heat energy it accumulates from the surroundings. It cannot, by just having its own high amount of kinetic energy, the particles spontaneously leave the surface of the molecule, not from the entire bulk. Only from the surface of the molecule, the particle of the liquid leave the surface and move to the vapor state. This is evaporation. There are various factors which affects the evaporation rate. The first factor being that the surface area. Surface area of the liquid is directly proportional with the rate of the evaporation, meaning that when you are increasing the surface area of the liquid, there are much more amount of particles that can be on the surface. There is the higher possibility now when particles with higher amount of excessive high amount of kinetic energy to reside on the surface when the surface is larger. So the evaporation will be higher because higher number of particles will now be able to leave the surface as the surface is larger compared to surface is larger. These observation can be observed. This can be observed in a daily life when we are trying to dry wet clothes. Instead of drying them, just pulling them closer to each other, we try to spread them out on a wire. When you are spreading the clothes on a wire to dry it, the particles of the water molecule from the wet clothes get a larger surface area to get evaporated. That's why the evaporation happens faster and the wet clothes dry faster. The second factor that affects is the temperature. Now, rate of evaporation is directly proportional with the temperature also. With the increase in temperature, the particles on the surface of the liquid which possess comparatively lesser amount of kinetic energy now tend to get higher amount of kinetic energy by absorbing the heat that you are providing. So evaporation starts to happen very fast. This can be observed in summertime because due to the high amount of heat energy in the atmosphere in summertime, the evaporation is very fast in summertime, and you can see that the ponds dry up very faster, forming droughts in the areas. The third point is the humidity. Now, humidity, the rate of evaporation is inversely proportional, meaning when there are vapor water particles in the liquid, water particles, vapor water particles are present in the atmosphere air, the humidity is much more in the air. Now when this happening, the liquid air do not tend to evaporate because there are already higher amount of water particles in the vapor phase. So the evaporation start to get reduced. This can be observed in rainy season because in rainy season the atmosphere is already very humid. So when you try to dry clothes or wet clothes, it tends to get more time. Maybe some of the time an entire day to get dry, whereas compared to a summer season when it takes much lesser time. This is because in rainy season the humidity in the atmosphere is much more and the evaporation starts to get reduced. The fourth one and the last one is the wind speed. Now when the wind speed is high, the amount of air that our atmosphere occupies, it start to get vacant very faster. So when a vacant atmosphere is created above a area where there is some amount of water or a liquid under it, the liquid start to get evaporate much more faster to occupy that vacant space above the liquid surface. This is the reason why when wind speed is extremely high, the evaporation start to happen very fast. This can be observed when you try to dry wet clothes in front of a high-speed fan. In front of a high-speed fan, the evaporation start to happen very faster and the wet clothes get dry very faster also. That's why you can say with the amount of wind speed, the rate of evaporation is also directly proportional. We do not directly provide heat energy during the evaporation process. The particles of the liquid evaporate by absorbing the heat energy as the latent heat of vaporization from the surroundings. That causes the surroundings to get more colder. That is making the surrounding cold. This can be observed as this is the practical example for this. We can take the example for this. We can take is our perspiration or sweating. Our body keeps the body temperature constant by taking away the extra heat that the body absorbs as the latent heat of vaporization during the perspiration or sweating process.